So today's session is Real Yoga. The session is dedicated to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, our spiritual master and the founder Acharya of worldwide Hare Krishna movement. So what is yoga? Whenever we hear that our friend is going for yoga classes, what appears in our mind? कहाँ पर जा रहा है? क्या करेगा जाके? So we have this workshop also by the name Yoga for Happiness. So when people enroll for it, they ask, प्रभु जी प्लीज बताइए क्या करना है, योगा मैट लेके आना है, कौन से कपड़े पहन के आना है. So generally, whenever we hear the word yoga, yoga class, yoga session, yoga workshop, what comes to our mind is the conventional general understanding is asana. We'll be doing some postures and obviously pranayam, breathe in, breathe out, focus on breath and like that. So this is the conventional understanding of yoga. Actually, the word yoga is derived from the Sanskrit root yuj, that is called dhatu, yuj dhatu. What does it mean? It means to link or to connect. So yoga means to link or to connect. Connect with what? So it is a process of linking ourselves with God. That is called yoga. Now, what is the use of connecting with God? Many times our devotees, volunteers, when they approach others, they please follow this yoga, read Bhagavad Gita. They tell, what is the use? What is the use of knowing God? What is the use of connecting with God? I am happy at my own place. So Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita tells to Arjuna, it is a very nice shloka. So Lord Krishna tells, कर्मिभ्यश्चाधिको योगी ज्ञानिभ्योऽपि मतोऽधिकः tapasvibhyaschadhiko yogi tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. So Krishna tells to Arjuna, there are four categories of people, civilized people, who are advanced in civilization. Most of the human species, many times they are uncivilized. Tribals live in the jungles and their life is almost like animals. Difficult to classify whether they are humans or not, but human civilization starts with that. And some people are civilized among the human beings. And the most civilized people among the humans, they are classified in four categories in the Vedic culture. So first category is karmi. So what is this karmi? Ultimately, whatever category it may be, everyone in this world is trying to become happy. And everyone has his or her own conception of happiness. So what is the happiness conception of, let's say, a child? Child thinks, let me play a computer game or gully cricket entire day. देयर इज नो नीड टू गो टू स्कूल. क्यों माँ बाप फोर्स करते हैं स्कूल में जाने के लिए? मुझे खेलने दो सुबह से शाम तक. सो फॉर हिम हैप्पीनेस मीन्स मॉर्निंग टू इवनिंग, let him play, let him eat and sleep. That is happiness. He has no idea to think, oh, why my father does not play every day, why he goes out early morning or whatever late morning and then he comes back late in the night. So why, what is he doing, why he's working every day? He cannot think about it. I also have to grow up one day. I have to take responsibility. I need money. For that, I need to go to school. He cannot understand all these things. Less intelligent. So 99.9% of the population, they are classified in this category. That is karmi. Actually, now even not even karmis, they are called vikarmi. So karmi means a person thinks enjoyment of senses is my aim of life. And whatever work he does, some results come out of that work and he wants to enjoy that result for himself. That is called karmi. However, those people who think enjoyment of senses is the aim of life, they also take the help of Vedas. So just like we want enjoyment, I want money, but I cannot simply go to the neighbor's house and take out the money from his locker. That is illegal. There is a legal way of getting money. In a similar fashion, there is a legal way of enjoying material happiness also in this world. And those people who legally want to enjoy material life, they are called karmi. Then there is second category, that is jnanibhyopi matodhika. That is called jnani. Jnani person understands. When a person follows the Vedas very nicely to enjoy material happiness, dhar- that is why the four purusharthas are recommended. There are five, but fifth one people do not have knowledge. So there are four or five endeavors that a person is supposed to do, execute in human form. Dharma, arth, kam, moksha, and after that prema, which people, very less people know about it. So dharma means do religiosity, follow the religion very, very nicely. If you are religious, then what will happen? Sustainable economic development will happen. Not like today's unsustainable economic growth. Dharma, arth. Arth means resources, you'll get money. And after generating resources and money, now we have money. Earlier, money was not there, barter system and other things were there. So resources or money you generate, and then after that, what will happen? You'll fulfill your desires, sensual desires. That is called calm. And how much ever you work hard to enjoy the senses, you will never be satisfied. So then what will happen? Then a person understands, oh, I've got all the money, I followed everything nicely, but still I'm not satisfied. Dharma, artha, kama, and then moksha. Then he aspires for moksha. Oh, I think liberation. I want liberation. That is called jnani. So when a person follows the path of Vedas, he will get the material resources, but even by those resources, he would not be satisfied. That is called jnani. And Jnani's aim of life, Jnani understands, I will not be happy. I will not be satisfied by enjoying the sensual happiness. So that is why what I am supposed to do. So I want liberation, moksha. I am not this body. Just a moment. Few people are raising their hands. Let me see what is the issue. Is there some issue with the session? You can write in the chat box. So not audible. Okay. You can please click on the bottom left headset icon on your phone and then click call via device, and then you will be able to hear it. So the second category is called Jnani. Jnani understands I am not the body. So not enjoyment, expanding my material desires which are never satisfied. I should try to curtail my desires. Then I'll be happy. And that is called, then his aim of life becomes moksha, freedom from birth and death. Then there is third category that is called tapasvi. Tapasvi, he understands tapasya means voluntarily accepting discomforts in life. Now we want to increase our comforts. Well, let me have air conditions also. Let me have cars also. So earlier in some early 90s or 80s, very, very less people were having car in our country. Even the kings of early ages, their rathas were not so comfortable as our cars are today. But are people more happy? In almost every other house has an air condition. But are people more happy? So the comforts, luxuries have increased many folds, but people are not happy, not satisfied. So a tapasvi realizes this. Actually, I have to not increase the comforts, but increase the discomforts. So we are all enjoying or suffering because of our past activities. And if we have broken some laws of nature, then the result is going to come in the form of disease, loss of money, loss of peace of mind, loss of some family member, some relative, business, XYZ. So tapasya means voluntarily accepting discomfort. That is why people in Vedic culture, it is recommended you get up early in the morning. Getting up early is tapasya. You are supposed to get a 4 o'clock, Brahmurta, everyone. So a person wants to sleep more and more. Getting up early is tapasya. Then take a cold water bath, even in winter season. It is definitely a tapasya. And take 2 to 3 baths in a day. That is Vedic culture. That is tapasya. and then you fast on certain days, especially 2 days in a month, Ekadashi. So all those who want to advance in spiritual life, please start fasting on Ekadashi. That is very important. So on Ekadashi, a person is supposed to fast as far as possible, even without water if possible. But in this age, we are very weak, so fruit, milk, some light items we can take. But tapasya, voluntarily accepting discomfort, going for pilgrimage, doing parikrama. In Vrindavan, people do Govardhan parikrama. In Tirupati, people climb all those steps to reach the temple. So why people take voluntary austerity? So by austerity, all those sufferings which are going to come in our life, so we have got rid of, voluntarily we have accepted some suffering. So whatever suffering was supposed to come to me in future, that will not come now, because voluntarily I've accepted, and at the same time I have advanced in my spiritual life also. Brahmacharya, that is very great tapasya. Naturally a person wants to enjoy, but brahmacharya, controlling the sex life, is a great tapasya. And brahmacharya, it is so powerful that if a person does not execute anything, simply remains a brahmachari, then next life he is promoted to the topmost planetary system of this universe, where comforts are much, much, much higher than on this planet, hundreds and thousands of times more than on this planet. And person is so free on that planet, Satyaloka, it is told that there is no gross body made up of these gross elements: earth, air, water, fire, sky, arteries, veins, and bones. A person simply lives in subtle body. So that is the life of Satyaloka. So brahmacharya is such a strong vow, tapasya. So tapasya makes a person very, very powerful. Mahatma Gandhi was able to get the country freed because of strongly following brahmacharya. From the age of, I think, 34 years, he started following brahmacharya, even though he was a householder. And because of this, he got tremendous strength. He was able to lead many, many people. Gandhari, she got herself blindfolded because her husband also wasn't able to see. And because of this, Gandhari developed unique mystical powers. So a woman, simply if she follows chastity, Pativrat Dharma, very, very nicely, uh, mind and senses are completely controlled, dedicated to one's husband only, she also develops mystical powers, which a yogi can develop by going to mountains. A woman can develop those powers by following satitva, pativrat dharma, chastity, very, very nicely. So this is the power of tapasya. So that is why earlier, because tapasya was part of the thing, people were happy. Voluntarily, they would accept discomforts in life, and thus they would be very, very powerful also. One single king would rule over entire planet for many, many years. Now even hundreds of people, they come together in a coalition government, और पूरी सरकार बनाने के बाद भी वो लोग शासन नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, क्योंकि जीवन में तपस्या नहीं है. एक नोटिफिकेशन आया फोन में, आई कैन नॉट कंट्रोल माई सेल्फ, आई हैव टू सी अरे कौन सा नोटिफिकेशन आ गया. हाँ, सो नो, नो माइंड कंट्रोल, नो सेंस कंट्रोल. तो दैट इज वाई पीपल आर वेरी वीक. किसी ने कुछ बोल दिया, आदमी डिस्टर्ब हो जाता है. कई बार इतना डिस्टर्ब हो जाता है, या तो उसको मार देगा या खुद सुसाइड कर लेगा. सो टॉलरेंस हैज गॉन डाउन लाइक एनीथिंग. सो पीपल हैव बिकम सो वीक. दूसरे ने कुछ बोल दिया, उसको टॉलरेट नहीं कर पाते हैं. और पहले इतना टॉलरेंस होता था, इतने एडवांस थे लोग स्पिरिचुअल कॉन्शियसनेस में, कि भीष्मा शरशैया पे लेटे हुए हैं और एरोबेट पे लेटे हुए हैं, और कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है. वो बता रहे हैं राज्य कैसे चलाना चाहिए, धर्म क्या है, नियम क्या है, स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ का परफेक्शन क्या है, भगवान सारा नॉलेज दे रहे हैं. तो दिस इज द डिफरेंस. तो इसलिए तपस्या करना जीवन में बहुत जरूरी है. तो कुछ लोग जो सबसे फूलिश लोग हैं, हम सभी लोग ऐसे हैं आजकल की सोसाइटी में. हमको यही सिखाया गया है, जब से गुरुकुल पद्धति हटी, तब से लोगों को स्कूल में पढ़ाया जाने लगा, काम करो, पैसे कमाओ, नाम कमाओ, पड़ोसी को दिखाओ, रिश्तेदारों को दिखाओ, जब उनका दिल जलेगा तो उससे आपको बहुत सुख मिलेगा. वाह, यही जीवन की सफलता है. दिस इज हैप्पीनेस ऑफ लाइफ. और दूसरा आगे बढ़ जाए तो आपके हार्ट में जलन होनी चाहिए. दिस इज हाउ वी आर ट्रेन्ड. Increase your material comforts in which there is no end to, and a person is dissatisfied. So however, all these categories, whether a person can be karmi, who works hard to satisfy the senses, or who is a jnani who wants moksha, or who is tapasvi who wants to do tapasya for getting some powers or elevation to higher planets, chaturmasya, बहुत सारी तपस्या बताई गई हैं. ये तीनों कैटेगरी के लोग, तीनों के तीनों ही डिससेटिस्फाइड रहते हैं. भुक्ति मुक्ति सिद्धि कामी सकले अशांता. कृष्ण भक्त निष्काम अतएव शांता। केवल कृष्ण भक्त जो है, भगवान का डिवोटी जो है, वो केवल शांत रह सकता है। जिस तरह से मछली, अगर पानी से आप स्क्रीन पे देख रहे हैं, उसको बाहर निकाल लो, मछली को रुपया पैसा दे दो, खाने पीने के लिए दे दो, सब कुछ दे दो जो मछली को चाहिए, मछली सुखी नहीं रह सकती। मछली को सिर्फ पानी में छोड़ दो। उसी तरीके से हम इस भौतिक जगत के जीव नहीं हैं। वी आर नॉट ह्यूमन बींग्स हु हैव टेम्परेरी स्पिरिचुअल एक्सपीरियंस। संडे को जब जाते हैं, कीर्तन करते हैं, जप करते हैं, तो स्पिरिचुअल एक्सपीरियंस होता है? नो, वी आर स्पिरिचुअल बींग्स हैविंग टेम्परेरी ह्यूमन एक्सपीरियंस. We are completely made up of spirit, as we saw in the first session. And we are having temporary human experience. Not that we are humans and we sometimes have spiritual experience. No, we are spiritual beings. When we come to material world, sometimes we become humans, sometimes fish, sometimes insects, snakes, reptiles, animals, and so on and so forth. So we are spiritual beings. So we can be satisfied in spiritual atmosphere only. That is why it is told asatoma satgamaya. This creation where we are living, it is made up of matter. The soul has to transfer itself from material world to the place which is completely made up of spirit. Krishna says, Tad dhamam paramam mama, that is my place, that is where I live. So that is why Krishna told to Arjuna, who was in great stress, Karmibhyascha yogi jnanibhyopi matodika tapasvibhyascha yogi tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. He tells Arjuna, a yogi is better than karmi, yogi is better than jnani, yogi is better than tapasvi. So please become yogi, O Arjun. And Arjuna accepted whatever Krishna told. Yes, sarvam etad ritam manye. Krishna, I am accepting whatever you tell. I'll follow in toto. But if we see, Arjuna did not follow any so-called asana or pranayam. Although Arjuna told, yes, Krishna, I will follow whatever you are saying. Arjuna never went for, Krishna is telling Arjuna, please become yogi, please become yogi. Yogi is better than all these other categories. And Arjuna tells, yes, I'll become yogi. But Arjun did not become yogi. Arjuna did not become a doer of asana and pranayam. But still he agreed, I will become yogi. It means yoga is something which Arjuna did, which need not involve asana and pranayam. So thus, we have heard of various yoga systems. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna talks about Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Ashtanga Yoga. And most of them, Karma Yoga does not involve any asana, Jnana Yoga does not involve any asana, Bhakti Yoga does not involve any asana. The asana pranayam, which we understand today as a synonym of yoga, these are but two elements of Ashtanga Yoga, which has 8 elements in total. So actually, people are getting cheated in the name of yoga. And some people are telling, I am Yog Guru. No, you call yourself Asan Guru and Pranayam Guru. Please do not call yourself a Yog Guru. Because if a person is telling Asan and Pranayam and not teaching other 6 elements, the Ashtanga Yoga will never be success. So these 8 elements, Ashtanga Yoga, which is also called Raja Yoga or Hatha Yoga, it begins with yam and niyam, do's and don'ts. There are many, many do's and don'ts. And after yam, niyam, do's and don'ts come asana and pranayam. So what are the do's and don'ts? Let us see. First of all, शुचा उद्देश्य प्रतिष्ठाप्य. सारी दुनिया योगा डे सेलिब्रेट कर रही है भाई. 21 जून को हम योगा मनाएंगे. And then they will go to stadium. Stadiums are packed. In Wall Street, on the street, people are putting their mats and stretching their hands and legs and doing yoga. But this is not how yoga can be done. People are in their room, in their yoga mat, they are doing yoga. And in big assemblies, in yoga shalas, people are practicing yoga. No, Shastras never recommend. Patanjali Rishi never recommends. Who has given Patanjali Yoga Sutra? Shuchau Deshe Pratisthapya. First of all, you have to go to secluded Shuchau, sacred place, pure place. Yes, प्रभु जी मेरा घर बहुत प्योर है. डेली लाइजॉल से पोंछा लगाते हैं, झाड़ू लगाते हैं. No, that is not pure. Here purity means sattva guna. So the place made of bricks and stones, that is rajasic place. So the villages, the cities, they are rajasic. Movie halls, multiplex, malls, and wherever we go, eateries, restaurants, they are tamasic places. So what is sattvic place? That is jungles and mountains. That is called pure place, where pure energy, sattvic environment is there. So first of all, you have to go to mountain and jungle to practice this yoga. अपने घर में बैठ के आप अष्टांग योग नहीं कर सकते, वो सिर्फ छलावा होगा. हाँ, इट इज नॉट बैड. आप डॉक्टर की फीस बचा सकते हैं, आपकी बॉडी फिट रहेगी अगर आप आसन करेंगे, प्राणायाम करेंगे. लेकिन अगर आप सोच रहे हैं आपको योग का रिजल्ट मिल जाएगा ये आसन प्राणायाम करके, यू आर मिस्टेकन. सॉरी, दिस इज नॉट हाउ इट इज टू बी डन. अगर योगा करना है तो सबसे पहले शुचौ उद्देश्य प्रतिष्ठाप्य भगवत गीता के 6ठे अध्याय को खोल के पढ़िए. सबसे पहले घर छोड़ना पड़ेगा, संन्यास लेना पड़ेगा. घर में रह के ये प्रोसेस फॉलो नहीं कर सकते. लीड अ लाइफ ऑफ कंप्लीट सेलिबेसी, तपसा ब्रह्मचर्येण शमेन दमेन च. कंप्लीट सेलिबेसी फॉलो करना है. सेलिबेसी डज नॉट सिंपली मीन्स नॉट मैरिंग. Even in mind, thought of enjoyment with other gender should not come. No enjoyment, no thought. Mind should be pure, body should be pure, thought should be pure. In this way, in complete purity, a person has to lead a life. That is called actual celibacy. Never watching movies. Karmana manasa vacha sarvavasthasu sarvada. Yajnavalkya says, Sarvatra maithunya parityago brahmacharyam prachakshate. In all circumstances, at all times, in mind, body, and speech, a person neither talks about sex life, neither thinks about it, and never does it. That is called brahmacharya. So a person has to follow strict brahmacharya, and he has to go to jungle and mountains, and he has to lay kusha grass on the ground. ये प्लास्टिक के योगा मैट में करने से नहीं होगा. सो कुशा ग्रास, एक स्पेशल ग्रास आती है, उसका ओरिएंटेशन करना पड़ता है प्रॉपर. इट इज अ ग्रेट साइंस. एंड देन सिट अलोन. एंड जो आपका आसन है, इट इज टोल्ड इट शुड नॉट बी वेरी वेरी हाई. आप माउंट एवरेस्ट पे कर रहे हैं. नाति उच्चतम नाति नीचम चैलाजिना कुशोत्तरम. नाति उच्चतम, वो बहुत ही हाइट पे नहीं होना चाहिए. नाति नीचम, बहुत नीचे भी नहीं होना चाहिए. चैलाजिना कुश उत्तरम, कुशा ग्रास के ऊपर चैलाजिना, यू हैव टू पुट डियर स्किन. And so many procedures are there. And then you have to sit alone. Sthiram asanam atmanaha. Sthiram, rigid posture you have to sit without moving. हाथ पैर बिल्कुल, आपका हेड भी मूव नहीं होना चाहिए. और आंखों को you have to focus. Eyes should be half closed, not fully closed. Eyes को half closed करके we have to stare at the tip of the nose. And you have to keep on staring, keep on staring, keep on staring for a very very long time. Even if tiger is coming next to you in jungle, you cannot say, oh tiger. You cannot see. Simply keep on staring at your nose. Tiger may come, snake may come, anything, anybody may come, but you cannot change your posture. So slowly a person is supposed to minimize his eating also, minimize his sleeping also, make his eating, sleeping, everything zero, and keep on sitting like that for a very very long time without moving. So a person has to forgo eating, sleeping, drink, and very very difficult process. So very few people were able to uh, perform this process. And this process also, how much you have to sit like this in a rigid posture for 1 year, for 2 years, for thousands of years. Rishi Valmiki did, he sat like this for how many years? 60,000 years. So our lifespan is barely 80, 90 or 100 years. How can we expect ourselves to sit for thousands of years? So it is not practical. First of all, a person cannot follow brahmacharya, courtesy our mass media and phones and internet. We destroy brahmacharya. Thus, we lose concentration, lose mental strength, memory, and physical strength also. There is no tapasya in life. So a person cannot follow brahmacharya. Where is the question of any advancement then further? Who can leave his house, family, and go to jungle and this thing? He can leave family, people are anyway unhappy. But still, you cannot go and live in mountains and jungles. Not possible. and sit alone in a rigid posture with fearlessness, keep on staring at the tip of your nose, and for thousands, and so not possible, this thing. So it is not practical because so some people tell नहीं भगवत गीता में बाकी सारे योगा लिखे हैं, आप भक्ति योगा ही क्यों बताते हैं, जप का प्रोसेस क्यों बताते हैं? कृष्णा ने बाकी प्रोसेस रिकमेंड किया और अर्जुन ने रिजेक्ट कर दिया इन प्रोसेसेस को बताने के लिए। कृष्णा इसलिए बता रहे हैं कि देखो अर्जुन फॉलो नहीं कर पाया, अर्जुन वाज सो एडवांस्ड इन ब्रह्मचर्य इन अदर थिंग्स। जब अप्सरा ने भी अर्जुन को बोला मैरी मी एंजॉय विथ मी, तो उन्होंने बोला नहीं, यू आर लाइक माय मदर, हाउ कैन आई एंजॉय? एंड देन विराट महाराज ही वांटेड टू offer his daughter to Arjun, and Arjun told, "No, no, I am the teacher. I have taught her dance. So teacher is like father, so I can accept her as my daughter-in-law." और उनके बेटे से उनकी शादी कराई. Arjun was such strong person in his vow. And when Arjuna was recommended this process in the 6th chapter, Arjuna told with folded hands, "Chanchalam himana Krishna pramati balavadridham." My mind is very, very restless. Mind it, Arjuna was not born in today's restless world. Arjuna was trained very nicely in Gurukul. He was telling, I can see just the eye of the bird. He was having such great concentration that seeing in the water, he would shoot the fish's eye on the ceiling. And such a person is telling, my mind is very fickle. Pramati balavadridham. I can, Vayuriva sudushkaram. I can control wind also with the power of my arrows, but I cannot control my mind. So what to speak of the people who are so much disturbed in Kali Yuga? So Krishna tests his disciples. Shukdev Goswami also tested Parikshit Maharaj. Similarly, Krishna tested Arjuna, and Arjuna told not possible. So then Krishna told, don't worry, Arjuna, you are already highest yogi because you are always thinking of me within your heart and you are engaged in my service. So thus all these yoga systems are recommended in Bhagavad Gita so that Arjuna can reject it, and thus in future generations people don't remain in illusion. लोगों के भ्रम ना हो कि चलो दूसरे प्रोसेस सफल रहेंगे योगा के. No, Arjuna rejected this process. So why other processes are there? जब अर्जुन ही नहीं कर पाया, कलयुग में पॉसिबल नहीं है, then why it is there? Because it is for different yugas. श्रीमद् भागवतम में लिखा है कृते यध्यायतो विष्णुम. तो ये जो ध्यान का प्रोसेस है जिसको अष्टांग योग कहते हैं, ध्यान योग, राजयोग, हठ योग, कृते, ये कृत युग, सतयुग, कृत मतलब सतयुग, सतयुग में करना था। और ध्यान भी किस पे करना है? आजकल लोग इतना चीटिंग कर रहे हैं, पूरी दुनिया चीट हो रही है। ध्यान सिखाते हैं, ध्यान किस पे सिखाते हैं? ध्यान करो अपने नासिका के अग्रभाग में, ध्यान करो अपनी आईब्रोज के बीच में, ध्यान करो किसी चक्र में, ध्यान करो ब्रेथ में, ध्यान करो चांद तारे पे, ध्यान करो मोमबत्ती पे, दिए पे. दिस इज ऑल चीटिंग. On whom we have to meditate? Just see here it is written, Krite yadhyayato Vishnum. You have to meditate upon Vishnu. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Ho Smaranam. You have to chant and hear about Vishnu, not about anybody else. Smaranam, you have to think about Vishnu. Dhyanavasthita tadgatena manasa pashyanti yam yoginaha. So the yogis, they meditate upon Vishnu within their hearts. Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham. Yogi Hrid Dhyana Gamyam. Yogi Hrid Dhyana Gamyam. Yogi, when he is meditating, Hrid, within his heart, he meditates upon this form. Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham. So always it is recommended that a person has to meditate upon Krishna, Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Person within his heart. So these are all cheating yoga. Whenever you come across any person जो आपको बोल रहा है meditate upon breath, meditate upon some chakra, meditate upon nothing, meditate upon XYZ, he's simply cheating people. This is never ever any place, neither in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, ever it is recommended. This is only simply cheating, because unless I recommend some different kriya, some different sadhana, some different dhyan process, who will follow me? So thus, just like people create new features in a phone, they are trying to create new features in yoga. In America, they have hundreds of or thousands, I think, of patent yoga systems. This is all cheating. If you go to authority, Bhagavatam, Yoga Sutras, this is what is mentioned. ध्यायतो विष्णुम, ध्यान विष्णु पे करना है, और वो भी कब करना है? कृते, सतयुग में करना है। त्रेता युग में क्या करना है? त्रेतायाम यजतो मखय, त्रेता युग में यज्ञ करना है, इसलिए रामचंद्र भगवान यज्ञ कर रहे थे। द्वापरे परिचर्यायाम, द्वापर युग में भगवान के श्री विग्रह की मंदिर में उपासना। कलऊ, कलयुग में ये रिजल्ट कैसे मिलेगा? अभी आदमी मंदिर की उपासना ही नहीं कर सकता, कोरोना हो जाएगा, आप घर से बाहर नहीं जा पाएंगे। त्रेतायाम, त्रेता युग में यज्ञ करने का प्रावधान था, यज्ञ की अग्नि मंत्रों से प्रज्वलित होती है, ना कि गैस लाइटर से। कृत्य अध्याय, सतयुग में ध्यान करना था, कलयुग में ये पॉसिबल नहीं है, इसलिए शास्त्र कहते हैं कलौ तद हरि कीर्तनाद। कलयुग में कैसे संभव होगा? बाय चैंटिंग द नेम्स ऑफ हरि। तद हरि कीर्तनाद, और कोई कीर्तन नहीं बताया गया है, किसी और का नाम लीजिए, कुछ और करिए, तद हरि कीर्तनाद, हरि का नाम लेना है। तो सतयुग में मेडिटेशन, त्रेता युग में यज्ञ, और द्वापर युग में इलैबोरेट टेम्पल वर्शिप। सो आप देख रहे हैं सतयुग में क्या स्थिति हो जाती थी, आदमी के ऊपर जटाएं आ जाएंगी, कई बार चींटियां बाम्बी बना लेंगी, बिकॉज सैकड़ों वर्षों से आदमी हिला नहीं है उस जगह से। इस तरह से योगी बैठा रहता था वहां पर बिना हिले डुले। कई बार उसका मांस सारे चींटे आके, इंसेक्ट्स आके खा जाते थे, पर उसको हिलना नहीं है। इतना ज्यादा समाधि में लीन रहता है योगी। तो सतयुग में हमारी जो आयु है वो 1 लाख वर्ष हुआ करती थी। त्रेता युग में आयु 10,000 साल हो गई। द्वापर युग में आयु 1,000 साल थी, इसलिए बाइबल में अगर आप पढ़ेंगे तो भगवत गीता के पहले हमने बाइबल पढ़ी जब हम स्कूल में थे, तो बाइबल में लिखा था कि 700-800 साल लोगों की उम्र है। सो आई वॉज वंडरिंग कि ये लगता है कोई स्टोरी है, कोई फिक्शन है, 800 साल, 1,000 साल कोई आदमी कैसे जी सकता है? बट देन आई गॉट टू नो उस टाइम पे द्वापर युग में 1,000 साल एवरेज एज हुआ करती थी हमारी, और कलयुग में 100 साल भी नहीं है हमारी एज। तो इसलिए ये सारे प्रोसेस अब पॉसिबल नहीं है। तो पर्टिकुलर युग के लिए वो प्रोसेस रिकमेंडेड था। तो कलयुग में चैंटिंग ऑफ द होली नेम्स ऑफ द लॉर्ड इज द ओनली वे। तो जैसे कि कल हमने देखा, इफ यू हैव टू हैव परफेक्ट नॉलेज, वी नीड टू गो टू वेदास अथॉरिटी। सो अगर आपको कोई भी प्रोसेस रिकमेंड करता है, ये ध्यान करिए, ये साधना समाधि करिए, फॉर्चुनेटली वेदों को सब लोग मानते हैं, ऑथराइज पर्सन जो भी ध्यान के बारे में बातें कर रहा है, तो उनसे प्लीज पूछिए, सर, गुरुजी, प्रभु, स्वामी जी, ये शास्त्रों में कहाँ पर लिखा है कि कलयुग में ये प्रोसेस करना है? द पर्सन विल नॉट बी एबल टू टेल यू, because all the scriptural references for Kali Yuga are only about one process. द्वापर्यैर जनय विष्णु पंचरात्रस्तु केवलय, कलौ तु नाम मात्रेण पूज्यते भगवान हरि। तो वेदों में अलग अलग सेगमेंट्स होते हैं, संहिता हो गई, और पुराण हो गए, उपनिषद हो गए, तंत्र हो गए। तो अभी टाइम हमारे पास कम है, तो कुछ ही रेफरेंस हम ले पाएंगे हर एक सेगमेंट से। तो संहिता की बात करें, नारायण संहिता कहती है द्वापर यर जन विष्णु पंचरात्र स्तु केवल है। द्वापर युग में भगवान की मंदिर में जो उपासना करने से, विष्णु भगवान की उपासना करने से रिजल्ट मिलता था। कलौ तू नाम मात्रेणा, तू, बट कलयुग में नाम मात्रेणा, केवल नाम मात्र से वो संभव हो पाएगा। और नाम भी कौन सा लेना है? कोई भी नाम ले सकते हैं भगवान के, बहुत ही पावरफुल है, बट एक स्पेशल कॉम्बिनेशन कलि संतरण उपनिषद स्पेशली कलयुग के लिए बताया गया है। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, इति षोडशकम नाम नाम। ये जो 16 शब्द हैं, कली कलमश नाशनम, कलयुग की सारी बुराइयों का नाश कर देते हैं। षोडश का नाम 16 शब्द। तो आप बोलेंगे ठीक है ये तो नाश कर देते हैं, लेकिन मेरे पास एक दूसरा मंत्र है, वो और भी अच्छा नाश करेगा। कोई दूसरा उपाय है, दूसरा समाधि ध्यान क्रिया है मेरे पास, वो ज्यादा काम करेगी। तो आगे ब्रह्मा जी बता रहे हैं नारद मुनि को, नातः परतर उपाय, इससे अच्छा उपाय सर्व वेदेषु दृश्यते, सारे वेदों में ढूंढने के बाद भी हमको नहीं मिलता है। तो बहुत ही क्लियरली लिखा हुआ है, इससे अच्छा उपाय कहीं भी नहीं मिलेगा इन 16 शब्दों को जपने से अच्छा। तो स्पेशली कलयुग के लिए बताया गया, कली कलमश नाशनम, कली संतरन उपनिषद। केवल 4 श्लोक हैं, ओनली 4 श्लोकास आर देयर इन दिस उपनिषद। इट इज सो इंपॉर्टेंट। ब्रह्मा इज टेलिंग टू नारद मुनि। So please ask any other person your process where it is mentioned that this sadhana will do Kali Kalmash Nashnam, this Kriya, this Tapasya, this Vrata will do Kali Kalmash Nashnam. Nobody will be able to quote any single reference. Even one reference a person cannot quote, I challenge openly. If you talk about Puranas, Hare Nam, Eva Kevalam, Brahmanardya Purana says 3 times, Hari Nam, that is the only way. Eva Kevalam, Kalau, in Kali Yuga, again please see it is mentioned, Kalau, Kali Yuga, Nastev, Nastev, Nastev. Three times it is mentioned, no other way, no other way, no other way. Gatir anyatha, there is no other way. So when three times anything is told in the Vedas, that is to be taken as super final. There is nothing beyond it. So here Brahmanardiya Puran tells, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam. This is the only way. There is no other way, no other way, no other way for Kalau in Kali Yuga. They were there for other yugas, but in Kali Yuga, there is no other way. Srimad Bhagavatam, when Parikshit Maharaj got scared by the horrible descriptions of Kali Yuga, what is going to happen? This is Corona is not even the beginning. Many horrible things are about to come. The prediction is done by Vedavyas. What will happen in Kali Yuga? So, but then he tells Rajan, O great King Parikshit, Kaler dosh nidhe, Kalyug is ocean of faults. Asti hi eko mahan guna, asti, but there is one great quality of Kali Yuga. What is that great quality? Kirtanadev Krishnasya, simply by Kirtan, chanting the name of Krishna, Mukta Sangha Param Vrajet. A person gets freedom from all the laws of nature, freedom from death, freedom from disease, freedom from old age, freedom from all miseries. And Param Vrajet, the person goes to spiritual world. तो आदमी भगवान के धाम को प्राप्त होता है जन्म मृत्यु के साइकिल से, सारी मानसिक परेशानियों से, शारीरिक परेशानियों से, सबसे मुक्त हो जाता है। केवल कीर्तनाद कृष्णस्य, कृष्ण का कीर्तन करके, कोई और कीर्तन नहीं, कृष्ण का कीर्तन, कृष्णस्य कीर्तनाद। सो वेरी वेरी क्लियरली इट इज मेंशन कलेर फॉर कलयुगा। व्हाट इज द प्रोसेस? श्रीमद् भागवतम सारे शास्त्रों का निचोड़ है, और ये श्रीमद् भागवतम 12वां स्कंद है, श्रीमद् भागवतम का कंक्लूडिंग पोर्शन, वहां पे ये चीज मेंशन है। और अगर भगवत गीता हम देखें, तो भगवत गीता में भी लिखा है, यज्ञार्थात कर्मणो अन्यत्र लोको यम कर्म बंधना। हमारे सारे कर्म हमको यज्ञ के लिए करने चाहिए, और सारे यज्ञों में सर्वश्रेष्ठ यज्ञ कौन सा है? यज्ञ नाम जप यज्ञो अस्मि, आई एम द चैंटिंग ऑफ द होली नेम्स जपा। सो कृष्णा कह रहे हैं जप यज्ञ जो है वो टॉप मोस्ट यज्ञ है सारे यज्ञों में। तो हम जो जप कर रहे हैं सबसे बड़ा यज्ञ है। केवल जप करने से पहले यज्ञ करते थे लोग, बारिश के लिए, अनाज के लिए, सारे मटेरियल रिसोर्सेस के लिए करना जरूरी है। तो जो जप यज्ञ है वो हमको कभी भी इस मूड से नहीं करना चाहिए कि हमारी भौतिक इच्छाओं की पूर्ति हो। आई वॉन्ट टू फुलफिल माई मटीरियल नेसेसिटीज। वी शुड ओनली डू एज अ सेवा। भगवान ने नाम के रूप में अवतार दिया है, भगवान मैं आपका इटर्नल रिलेटिव हूँ, लेट मी एंगेज माई सेल्फ इन योर सर्विस। भगवान की सेवा करने के लिए जप करना चाहिए, लेकिन ऑटोमेटिकली यज्ञ के सारे रिजल्ट हमको मिलेंगे जप करने से। automatically, not just a person advances spiritually, but all his material necessities are also very well taken care. So भगवत गीता भी यही चीज बताती है, यज्ञानाम जप यज्ञमस्मि सततम कीर्तयन्तु माम। हमने देखा 9 चैप्टर वर्स नंबर 14 में कृष्ण कहते हैं हमेशा कीर्तन जप करते रहो मेरे नाम का। सो हम देख रहे हैं शास्त्रों में हर जगह यही रेफरेंस है। अगर हम शास्त्रों में, वेदों में बिलीव करते हैं, देयर इज नो अदर वे। अगर हम किसी दूसरे धर्म में बिलीव करते हैं, देन ऑल्सो देयर इज नो अदर वे। इस्लाम, सिखिज्म एंड Christianity, in all the bona fide religions, chanting of the holy names of God on beads, it is recommended. Same process everywhere. So there are simple do's and don'ts, not like Ashtang yoga कि आपको जंगल में जाके and this thing, but simple things like Panch Tattva mantra you have to chant. What is that mantra? I have shared on Telegram channel. श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। ये करना बहुत जरूरी है। तो जो हमारी गलतियां होती हैं जप में, हम उससे फ्री हो जाते हैं। बोल बोल के जप करना है, क्लियरली प्रोनाउंस करना है नाम को। जल्दी जल्दी खत्म करने के चक्कर में कि हमको 108 तो करना है, हरे कृष्ण हरे राम राम प्रभु 3 मिनट में माला हो गई। सो ऐसा नहीं करना है। और भगवान के नाम में कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है। सो व्हेन वी आर चैंटिंग, we have to chant with great respect. Oh, I am receiving Krishna, Krishna sound incarnation, with great devotion, love, with great concentration. God has come. I should be very, very attentive to receive this incarnation through my ears. So, with great respect, attention, devotion, we have to do this. Pronounce distinctly Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Each word we have to hear. और मन में नहीं करना है, बोल बोल के करना है इसको। Chant by keeping count on mala, preferably chant after taking a bath and in the morning hour. Brahm Muhurta means before sunrise. It starts around 90 minutes before sunrise. So that is the ideal time. However, if you are not able to do, chant any time. If you are sick, not able to take bath, you can do without it also. But if you chant early morning after taking bath, chanting is much more effective. अगर आप मंदिर में जप कर सकें 1000 गुना ज़्यादा इफेक्ट आएगा. धाम में जप करेंगे 1000 गुना ज़्यादा इफेक्ट आएगा. तुलसी महारानी के सामने जप करेंगे 1000 times more effective. If you have tulsi plant, please keep a tulsi plant in your house, offer some water, chant in front of tulsi. Chanting would be 1000 times more effective. But nevertheless, if these things are not possible to arrange, never miss chanting. Chanting is always effective. Some don'ts. Don't chant only a portion of the Mahamantra, chant complete 16 words. Do not chant on the Krishna beat. Krishna beat matlab जहां से धागे निकल रहे हैं. इस पे जप नहीं करना है हमको. नेक्स्ट बीट. और जब माला संपूर्ण हो जाए तो हम इसको घुमा देते हैं. वी डोंट क्रॉस इट. इफ यू आर फिनिश्ड वी टर्न इट अराउंड and then we start chanting the other way. So we never jump over this beat. This is Krishna beat. Do not chant एक हाथ से व्हाट्सएप एक हाथ से हरे कृष्णा. So ऐसा नहीं चलेगा. फिर कई कई जन्म लग जाएंगे हमको. और ये अपराध है. भगवान आ रहे हैं and we are not attentive. So newspaper, this thing, notification, nothing. Keep the eyes half closed or fully closed. No other distraction at all. No input to any of the senses. Completely focus on each and every word till the chanting is over. This chanting is the basis of spiritual life. So what are the benefits? We get freedom from the reactions of sin. हमारे लाइफ में जो भी सफरिंग आ रही है, चाहे वो फैमिली से हो, नेबर से हो, whether we are suffering because of our colleagues, boss, subordinates, or we are suffering because of the government, some system, or some other insect, XYZ, or some disease. It is because we have committed sin, we have broken the laws of nature. So when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we should never pray for it. We should simply chant to please Krishna, but automatically our sins will go away. All the unwanted habits. I am addicted to smoking, drinking, or Netflix. All the things will go away. We'll get peace of mind. You chant attentively, do service of Krishna, immediately peace of mind. And not false happiness of sense enjoyment, which frustrates and makes me more hungry. Real experience, real happiness will be experienced. All anxiety and stress will go away. तो लोग बोलेंगे अरे तू बाबा बन गया है, अरे तू ऐसा कर रही है, तू क्या कर रही है, तू क्या कर रहा है. पीपल विल आस्क लाइक दिस. अभी ये उम्र है करने की, अभी तो एंजॉय करो, वील डू इट लेटर. यू विल फेल इन योर करियर, यू लूज योर जॉब, लूज योर बिजनेस. नो. सो many people, it is not that we have to change our profession, we have to simply change our consciousness. So killing is not bad, but you kill for the country, then you are a soldier, you will be respected. Not that you have to stop killing people, but kill on the order of the government. Even a killer becomes glorified. He is called a soldier. So we need not change our occupation or anything, but we have to do everything for the sake of Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. So many successful people, in fact, I have not seen a single person failing even in his material life who follows Krishna consciousness very, very nicely. Sometimes Krishna may test, of course, but otherwise, the material life is also automatically taken care. George Harrison, former Beatle, he tells. So, Beatles were the first people to start the rock music, and he was one among the four Beatles. And he was disciple of Srila Prabhupada, and he wanted to become a monk, but Prabhupada recommended him to follow from outside. That is why he stayed outside. Jean-Claude, youngest director of France, he tells everything started happening for me when I began chanting Hare Krishna. Immensely successful. He is Amrish Prabhu. Now he's little old. This is his photograph when he was young. He and his wife. So he's proprietor of Ford Motors. Ford is the oldest automobile company of the world, and he is able to manage big business. And at the same time, he chants 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day, as Jean Claude and as George Harrison were doing. He also chants 16 rounds, and whatever money he earns, he does not enjoy for his own comfort. He spends everything on construction of temples. So this is called Bhakti Yoga, running an automobile company at the same time following this. Andy Desai, he passed away a couple of years ago, very famous industrialist of our country. He tells, I've never found anything more pleasurable. Vicky Overton, she was the leading topmost model of Europe at that time. And all the leading magazines were vouching for her, were getting her interview everywhere. And she became a full-time devotee. Italy's top furniture designer, he is most famous. He's also chanting 60 rounds Hare Krishna Mahamantra. David Wool done research on Hare Krishna Mahamantra, great intellectual. A person can be printing executive, or Mr. Mafatlal, very famous industrialist of our country. He is also chanting Hare Krishna. He is disciple of Srila Prabhupada, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra 16 rounds. He and his wife, both of them, they chant every day. So all of them are tremendously successful people, very, very advanced in their careers, and they all chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra every day. So please don't think you will have any loss if you are sincerely chanting Hare Krishna. Krishna tells Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam. I take care. Only this faith is required. So not that a person should be loose, but regulated in his life. Don't become very greedy that we don't even have time for chanting, hearing, or reading Bhagavad Gita. So do regulated work and then try to increase your Krishna consciousness primarily by following this process of real yoga. So we understood how the whole world is in delusion. Simply people are recommending some process which will give some temporary relief, some temporary peace, but they will never attain purpose. That is yoga. So the purpose of this life is to yoga, communion with God, because we are part of God. Unless we are connected back to God, there is no question of happiness in life. So this is my humble request. Please understand the aim of life is yoga, and Kali Yuga yoga can be done by chanting and hearing always the names of God. So please chant as much as possible. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.